Communication is complex. It's not complicated. Good communication is important for the political, the economic, and the intellectual success of any thriving society. As a cognitive scientist, I'm interested in uncovering the behavioral patterns that lead to successful and, importantly, unsuccessful communication. So, what do I mean by complex, and what do I mean by complicated? Look at the list of words that represent topical areas studying communication right now. To me, this list of words is complicated, with disparate connections left to be made. Okay, so what do we mean by complex? I think complex is best depicted by the video on the lower half of the screen. This is a chaotic, crowded subway station with people walking to and fro. Amidst the chaos, though, I think we can all visually see that there's patterns of movement and trajectories that define what complex really means. This is the perspective of complex that I want to take when I study communication. Amidst the chaos of human interaction, there are behavioral patterns left to be uncovered. So how do we study complex communication in the lab? Well, UC Merced had its very own Spaghetti Marshmallow Tower Challenge, where pairs of undergraduate students came into our lab. They were tasked with building the tallest tower structure possible in under 15 minutes using only uncooked spaghetti and marshmallows. Okay, it's a silly task. However, this task was recently made popular when we found that preschoolers performed just as well as Fortune 500 CEOs and outperformed graduate MBA students. Needless to say, this task requires multimodal communication and creative problem solving between two people. So how did our undergraduate population here at Merced do? They did remarkably well, but it's also important to understand what they did. During the construction phase, we captured two coordination patterns, their vocal exchanges and their body movement patterns. From these two coordination patterns, we found that just alone, those predicted how tall of a tower they built. Okay, two coordination patterns, vocal exchanges and body movements, predicted successful and unsuccessful communication. Okay, so spaghetti and marshmallows, it's silly, but how does this generalize into the real world? Where is the importance and why should you care? Well, I think the importance lies in its generalization and its application to the real world. In my future work, I want to use these coordination patterns that I found here in this silly study and generalize it to studying communication disorders. Specifically, I want to use these coordination patterns to discern between typical and atypical developments in infants and young children. As a cognitive scientist, when I see complexities in the world, I get excited because when there's complexities in the world, I know that there's behavior and structure left to be discovered. Thank you.